welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another UFC fight prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the full card of fights for UFC 317, Topuria versus Oliveira. So without further ado, let's get to our first fight on the card. So in our first fight, we have in the welterweight division, we got Nico Price versus Jacoby Smith. And I'm going average confidence, Jacoby Smith to beat Nico Price. Could go high, but average good enough. The odds is ridiculous. I mean, he should win, he should dominate, but I don't think minus 1,400 for anyone is kind of crazy. And I don't feel like Smith is all that, but anyway, he's solid and whatever. He should win this one, but the odds are ridiculous, ridiculous. Even as much as he should win this one, the odds should not be what they are. I think minus 800 would be more accurate, but like double that, minus 1,600, probably gonna be like minus 2,000 and just ridiculous. But yeah, he's better everywhere. Nico Price, again, for me, I feel like Nico Price still kind of that wonky fighter who can pull off upsets. I don't think that's the case now, but again, just that factor, I think, again, minus 800 should be good enough. I can see if it was like a perfect stylistic matchup. Oh, Price don't have no takedown defense and he's a submission guy. Or Price is a wrestler with, or a jiu-jitsu guy with no takedown offense and this guy's a high-level wrestler with knockout. That's a fight I would feel more comfortable about. That maybe be minus 20. But anytime you're dealing with like a kind of a crazy, wacky type fighter, I think the odds should reflect that just a little bit. Again, Smith gonna win this. My confidence is average, and this is a good average. Probably could be high, like an average that could be a high confident pick as well. But yeah, minus 1,600 regardless is ridiculous. But yeah, Jacoby Smith the better fighter ever, better wrestler, better striker. Price just wonky. That's it. I think Jacoby Smith should run through him, should be able to take him down, stuff his takedowns, knock him on the feet. And I'm looking at a first round TKO for Jacoby Smith. So in this one, I got Jacoby Smith via first round TKO. Now to our next fight. We have in the heavyweight division, we got Jonata Diniz versus Alvin Hines. And how do I feel about this one right here? As I'm going Jonata Diniz, average confidence to beat Alvin Hines. Hines seemed like a okay fighter, nothing particularly special. I don't think he has no great wrestling, no great striking. He got an undefeated record. He coming with a good mindset, but nothing particularly special. I feel like Diniz is still the younger fighter, the better striker here. And again, it's not like Hines has such, he's this super decorated wrestler. He's a super decorated boss. His striking looks pretty stiff. He got power, but all heavyweights have power. Looks pretty stiff, pretty linear, low level. I think Diniz, even his last fight, prior to getting taken down, and he was getting with a savvy veteran at that. And I think he showed decent takedown offense against him. I have seen Hines already drop before in his career, and that was against mediocre competition. So I think Diniz can address any grappling Hines tried to do. On the feet, I think Diniz can be much faster, much sharper on the feet. Like Hines, what striking background do you have? Like, would you play football in high school or whatever? That's your background in striking. You maybe did hockey or something, but no real striking background, no real amazing standout grappling background. I think Diniz has a clear striking advantage here, and also he has that UFC experience. He should be able to address the grappling if Hines try to mix it up, and should be able to piece him up on the feet. And I'm looking at a first round TKO for Jonata Diniz. So in this one, I got Jonata Diniz via first round TKO. Now to our next fight, we have in the middleweight division, we got Cedric Dumas versus Jackson McVeigh. And I was kind of tempted to lean McVeigh, but I'll stick with Dumas here. And definitely not a bet. Low confidence Dumas, no bet, no interest. I'll leave it alone. But pick Dumas. No reason to try to, reach out. How often do these unsung regional bums come in and actually do anything? Rarely. It happens like one of 100 times. This is a good time for it to happen. With Dumas having so many issues outside the cage and inside the cage as well. It is the perfect time for a bum like McVeigh to come here and do something. And I'm sorry if I'm a bum, but until he proved me something, the guy's been fighting legit Little Caesars employee. Legit. He probably a Little Caesars employee himself. Again, you got to work your way up. But McVeigh has not done anything to be impressive. He's definitely long, good for him. Good genetics. He's long. Kind of weak, but long body. Long limbs. He's though for these front chokes and these guillotines, so that's good on him. So that he kind of is somebody said he like a white version of Dumas. He high key is a white version of Dumas. He just hasn't fought good competition yet. But Dumas has fought good competition, and he's the black version of the same guy. But yeah, this is a good time for McVeigh to pull an upset here. But again, how often do these guys that come in here? I can see. Did he come off the contender series? No, he didn't fight nobody even contender series level to get here. He didn't fight on contender series. He didn't lose on contender series. He didn't fight at. Matter of fact, there's not even no level of decency did he fight at. Oh, did you fight in Titan FC? No. Did you fight in PFL? No. Did you fight in Cage Warriors? No. He fought in some local pizza shop 3 times. And I'm sure he trained some decent fighters, but he himself has not fought nobody decent is a pro. So, and even his amateur record, it's a decent amateur record, but who has he fought in amateur? Like, he hasn't fought nobody decent amateur, hasn't fought nobody decent is a pro. A lot of fights are ending quickly. I'll go Cedric Dumas. I don't care how this fight ends. I'm going to say decision, but yeah, no bet. I'm not betting no prop, no nothing on this one. I'm leaving this one alone. This fight just annoys me to look at. I'm going Dumas here, but yeah, odds-wise and just like stat-wise, guys like McVay just don't come in here and win too often. He's live, but for me, I'm not picking him. I'm not picking him. I'm just going to roll with the favorite here. So in this one, I got Cedric Dumas via decision. Now to our next fight we have in the lightweight division, we got Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borschev or Slava. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'm going average confidence Terrence McKinney to beat Vyacheslav Borschev. Borschev has shown a clear weakness to grapplers. And I think, he got like 5 losses or something, 6 losses. What's his record at? 8-5. Was he outstruck in any one of those? I think all those losses he lost were grappling involved. Even his last loss was grappling involved. So yeah. When people have successfully mixed in grappling, Borschev has lost every single time. I can't think of one grappler in particular. Maybe Dakota is it Dakota Bush he beat? Yeah, I think he beat Dakota Bush. But obviously Dakota Bush is not on like McKinney level, the Saudi call. Hooper level. He's not on that level. And McKinney in the first round is elite. As far as first rounds goes, McKinney is elite. So you got to give him that credit. McKinney in the first round is elite. If it goes beyond the first round, it could be dicey, but I think McKinney gets it done in the first round. I can even see him get it done on the feet. Both guys are pretty chinny. But yeah, McKinney's explosive and unorthodox in the first round. Could catch him with like a little step and knee, knock him out, or take him down. But I'm saying a takedown and submission. And I don't think it'll be super easy. But I do think McKinney, once he's, established a takedown, I think he's going to be able to dominate on the ground. Like, establish a takedown in control, I think he's going to be able to dominate there and get Borschev out of there in the first round. So, in this one, I got Terrence McKinney, submission, via first round submission. So, in this one, Terrence McKinney via first round submission. And also, I think under 1.5 is very safe here. A lot of other times, like, that will ruin your night. You'll be picking a fight like, this definitely going to go under. This definitely going to end by knockout. But with McKinney, his career, if one thing has been consistent, like maybe like out of his whole career with like 20 plus fights, I think only one or two fights has went over 1.5. So that guy definitely does not go the distance, whether he wins or loses. McKinney's consistent for that. And that's one thing he's consistent for. All right, next fight we have in the women's flyweight division, we got Viviane Araujo versus Tracy Cortez. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'm going average confidence Tracy Cortez to beat Viviane Araujo. So Araujo is definitely a savvy veteran, but I don't think this is a spot Cortez is going to lose. I think Cortez striking holds with Araujo. I think she's a better wrestler than Araujo, and she's a much younger fighter, and I think she's going to be pushed. And also, even though she might not be this superstar, she's definitely going to have the push behind her regardless. So close fight, they're going to give it to Cortez. And again, she'll have the wrestling edge, so I think she'll be able to score the better takedowns. She's tough and gritty. Even though she's pretty, she's a tough and gritty chick. So she'll be pushing throughout the fight. So it's not going to be one of the chicks that, you're going to have to so much work hard to give her a decision. Like, she's going to be fighting for it, too. So she's going to be fighting as long as the fight lasts. It was the Namajunas fight, she got dropped, but she won the later round. So she's definitely tough and gritty. I don't think she's been finished yet. Like, what's her 2 losses? She lost a decision to Rose, and she lost a decision to another one of the best 125 fighters as well. So she only lost to literally 2 of the best flyweight fighters in the world. Rose Namajunas, who's a former 2-time strawweight champion and still solid, and she lost to Jasmine Jadzovic in a close. Now she beat Jasmine Jadzovic actually. Yeah, she beat Jasmine Jadzovic. So that's a feather in cap. Now her other loss was to Erin Blanchard, I think, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's Erin Blanchard. So that was like prior to the UFC. But again, don't quote me on that. But anyway, yeah, I think Tracy Cortez is the better wrestler. She's much younger, 7 years younger. Will be able to push the pace and beat Araujo by decision here. So in this one, I got Tracy Cortez via decision. Now to our next fight. We have in the featherweight division, we got Hyder Amil versus Jose Delgado. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'm going low confidence Hyder Amil to beat Jose Delgado. And Delgado, I feel like he definitely has more upside than Amil. He's like nearly 10 years younger, 35 versus 27. So nearly 10 years younger. 2 inches taller, 3 inch reach advantage. You know, dangerous on the feet, submission threat as well. But the level of competition just isn't there just yet. Like I said, he's definitely live here. I mean, he's the favorite. Amil's the underdog, so Amil's live here. But yeah, like, who you beat? And Amil, he kind of has that Marab thing to him, like that Sean Brady, that Kobe to him. I'm not going to say, like, to their level, but he's in the realms of that, like, where he's just relentless. Like, he could take a shot, he'll just, unless you put him out, he's going to be pushing the pace for 15 minutes. You could dig to his body, he just stare nonstop. He might be up there in age, but, you know, sometimes guys like these little savvy, older guys, they might not ever make it to a belt, but they'll definitely put an L on your record. And you can look back, you know, 3-4 years, and maybe Delgado's a champion. He evolved. Like, his takedown is so solid. You know, he put on some weight, knocking people out with one shot and stuff, and looking real clean in the future. He's a future champion. But you look back, why did he lose to this random guy who was 35 at the time that don't look any bit spectacular? Like, it happens. Like, what's it called? Like, a lot of people, like, not every single fighter, but a lot of majority of fighters, like, even like, say, Robert Whittaker, he lost to Court McGee at one point in his career. Like, it happens. Like, every fighter did not a John Jones. Every fighter is not a Khabib. Every fighter's, I mean, even GSP at one point lost to Matt Serra. But, again, and Mighty Mouse lost to, what's his name? The Brad Pickett. So, like, they have these losses on their record where they, and Anthony Rome Johnson had like 4 losses like that on his record, or 2 losses like that on the record. He lost like lightweights, and he went on to be a heavyweight, light heavyweight. But yeah, I think Hyder Mill is definitely going to push him and put a pressure on Delgado that he's never felt before. And Delgado's going to look to, you know, be dynamic and look to land these big shots, but Amil is not going to be given the space to do it. And if he does land it, I think he's going to be able to, if it, again, for the most part, be able to take the shots and keep pushing. Like, obviously, if he gets hit perfectly, he's going to go to sleep no matter who you are. But again, it's going to have to be that perfect shot or that perfect combination shots. But Amil, unless he gets that, Amil is just going to be constantly on him, pressuring and getting stronger as the fight goes on, as he showed in his last fight. Yeah, and I like the level of competition Amil has fought, and I like his style. I think he'll be able to grind and break Delgado down. So, in this one, I have Hyder Amil via decision. Now, for our next fight, we have in the middleweight division, we got Jack Hermansson versus Gregory Rodrigues. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'm going low confidence Gregory Rodrigues to beat Jack Hermansson. Yeah, Rodrigues has shown decent takedown defense. He's a solid grappler, so I don't think he's too worried about the grappling Hermansson. Decent cardio, and also benefits him that it's only 15 minutes. Also, Hermansson hasn't fought in like 2 years or a year. Rodrigues has been more active, but he is coming off a knockout loss. But again, Hermansson's not really a big puncher. So again, I think he could address the grappling Hermansson, maybe even out-grapple Hermansson. Hermansson might be a little bit more composed on the feet. I think Rodrigues can fall in love with his power a little bit. And also, it don't necessarily take the biggest punch to put him out. So, Hermansson's definitely live. I can see him kind of like circling, maybe outworking him, or just like, you know, outpointing him. Or maybe, you know, the knockout might come. I can see different things happen. Like, so, Hermansson's definitely live here, but I do favor Rodrigues here. Again, the bigger puncher. I would say, in my opinion, the better striker. But, again, Rodrigues can get caught up, falling in love with his power. And this could also easily be another case, a similar fight that plays out, is Hermansson's last win, which was over Joe Pyfer, where, you know, Joe Pyfer came out swinging hard early, but eventually Hermansson was able to, you know, figure him out, and Pyfer started to slow down, and Pyfer started to get predictable, and Hermansson was able to just stick and move and then start to walk him down even at points. That could happen here, but all in all, I got like Rodrigues. I think he's a better grappler. I think he's a stronger fighter. I think he is the younger fighter. Yeah, Hermansson's 37. Rodrigues still in his prime, like 33. Probably got like two more years of his prime, whereas Hermansson, again, hasn't been active. And yeah, I think, let me see. Should I say decision? No, I say Rodrigues second round TKO. I think his power will eventually be able to crumple Hermansson. But yeah, Hermansson's live here, but I had to go with Rodrigues here. So in this one, I got Gregory Rodrigues via second round TKO. Probably not betting on that one, but prediction-wise, Rodrigues second round TKO. Now, our next fight we have in the bantamweight division, we got Peyton Talbott versus Felipe Lima. And I'm going low confidence Felipe Lima to beat Peyton Talbott. Yeah. Talbott is not really in the best position right now. He's not in the worst position, but this is not a stellar fight. This is not a good bounce back fight. You know, they take him out of the fryer and put him in the fryer, basically. And also, Talbot's wins aren't really aging well. Your best win is Cameron Smotherman. And now you got another guy who pretty much is in the same spot you just were in. He's actually older than you. He's 31 years old. And you're 26. What's that guy named? The guy that looked like a Ben Henderson knockoff? What's his name? What's that guy name? But y'all already get a visual. Just say a Ben Henderson knockout, you already get a visual. Like, what does a Ben Henderson knockout look like? Oh, he looked like that guy. He just had a knockout like 2 cards ago. I'm about forgetting his name. But he's like 31-year-old prospect. But he's literally in the same spot you in. Like, knocked out Cameron Smotherman with the same exact, pretty much the same punch you knocked him out with. And then he got a can and he knocked him out the first round, similar to what you did. So he's pretty much the same spot you just were in, kind of. Even though you beat Cameron Smotherman when he had a lot more height, like a lot more height behind him. You beat him the way no one else had beat him before. But yeah. But the Smotherman win is not aging well, and that's your best win. And Lima already has a better win than you have in his short time in the UFC, and that's a win over Naimov by submission, who's a pretty standout, solid featherweight. Not ranked yet, I don't think, but a solid featherweight. So that's a much better win, and a guy that has multiple wins inside the UFC already. And Naimov at a higher weight class. And Lima submitted him on short notice in a Muslim country, so that's a big feather to cap. But I'm yapping a whole lot. Peyton Talbott is live here. Probably another fight I won't bet on at all. Maybe if the fight goes in further, I might consider it a live bet. But yeah, Talbot's still extremely live here. I don't think Lima's the biggest bantamweight, and I don't think his wrestling is all that phenomenal. So Talbot is definitely live here, especially if he made some adjustments here. But I gotta go a little with Lima. He's definitely the more well-rounded fighter. He's definitely mixing his grappling a lot better, and I think his striking is a lot cleaner. Talbot gets by a lot on how, his physique and his physical attributes. Like I said, the skill's there, but he gets by a lot on his talent. Like, he's bigger than guys. He can eat shots well. His hands be often low. He gets hit a lot, but he could take the punch and he could eat it and hit you back, and you'll feel a lot more than he's feeling it. Yeah, but he get by a lot on his athlete. But I feel like Lima's striking is much cleaner than his grappling is much cleaner than him, but he will be giving him a little bit of size. But I'm gonna lean Lima decision here. I think he'll be able to mix it up and beat Talbot and beat him by decision. But again, no great confidence here. Talbot's still alive, and it's still way too soon to count him out. But Lima's riding much better momentum, and again, the much cleaner, more well-rounded fighter. But in the past, I said the same thing about Smotherman, and we saw how that ended. But again, go on Lima here. Thinks to get it done by decision here. So in this one, I have Felipe Lima via decision. Now to our next fight, we have in the lightweight division, we got Benil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. And how do I feel about this one right here is I'll go average confidence in Renato Moicano. Maybe I should go low, but I'll go average here. I think he has more in the tank. And you can't really fault him for his last performance too much because obviously that's the best fighter in the game right now. And Islam Makhachev till someone says otherwise or proves otherwise. And he came in on short notice. He took a dangerous fight on short notice. And he was looking good for the most part. Probably could have, been a little bit more patient, and he probably would have been able to have, more success in that second round because there wasn't much time left in it. But he, got impatient and tried to stand up when there was no point even standing up. It's not like Islam was even doing damage, but he tried to stand up and he got put in that darce, that patented darce. But yeah, Moicano's been more active, and it's not like he really took damage in the Makhachev fight. He got submitted. It's a loss, it's a stop it, but he didn't get no concussion, he didn't get rocked. He took way more damage in fights that he won than in that fight. So yeah, I think Moicano's more fresh. I think he's more mentally in there. Dariush took a lot of damage in his recent fights. Got knocked out by Oliveira. Got knocked out by Arman. Again, better fighters than Moicano, but yeah, he's up there in age. I think we're 37. Never had a great chin. Coming off 2 knockout losses and been inactive. I'm going Moicano here. I think he can find Dariush's chin, and I think he can put him out. But I think it might be a little bit harder than the other guys. I'm going to say second round. I think Dariush matter of fact, Dariush when he gets stopped, especially when guys that aren't as good, kind of, in the past. I think he got knocked out by Ramsey Nijum. He got knocked out by this guy, that guy. He got knocked out a couple times, or at least rocked a couple times. It's been the first round, so I'm going to go Moicano in the first round. I think Moicano's good, but it's not like he's stellar. He's not creme de la creme. He's not top 5 for real. Top 6, top 7. So I think he gets done in the first round because he's extended. Then Dariush might really be able to come on, start to slam body kicks, hooks, and takedowns. Then Moicano might be out of luck. So I think for Moicano's sake, it's best to get done early. I think he gets it done early. I think he's able to touch the chin of Dariush and put him out in the first round. So in this one, I got Renato Moicano via first round TKO. Also, club and stuff is definitely live as well. I think that's what Randy Nijum got him on him back in the day. All right, we got a couple more fights left. So the next fight we got in the flyweight division, we got Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van, a potential title eliminator. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'm going low confidence Brandon Royval to beat Joshua Van. And I never really feel too comfortable fading Royval. He's just such a wild card, especially the recent he's been winning. Is underdog. He's the favorite now, might shift to the underdog. But going Royval here. This is a huge step up. What are you even stuttering on? You're not. I'm really stuttering because my nose stopped up. But another excuse, like you stutter every video. It's not even the nose stop up. It's just you are a stutterer. You're a lispy stutterer. That's who you are. Admit it. Live up to it. Own it. Be it. But squeaker. But yeah, Van hasn't really fought the level of competition Royval has been fighting. Like Royval beat one of the best prospects in the weight class just in his last fight. He beat a former champion who had a win over in Moreno in the fight prior to that. So he's on a good streak right now. I think both were split decisions, but he's on a good streak right now. And Van, like not too long ago, was struggling with Charez. Not too long ago, got stopped by Charles Johnson. And it's not like he beat what's his name, Bruno Silva on a winning streak. He beat Bruno Silva after he already been knocked up by Manel Kape. It was a fight he was supposed to win, and he was supposed to do that. And also, Bruno Silva touched him. Now, Charez rocked him. Bruno Silva didn't rock him, but Bruno Silva did touch him a couple times. Nothing crazy. And, yeah. But, yeah, Brandon Royval, his striking been looking sharper than he's ever have. Royval's striking been looking sharper than he's ever had. Van is young and sharp with striking. But Royval is much more experienced. He's right in his prime. He's locking in right now. And when you really look at his losses, he hasn't really lost a fight by striking in the UFC, I don't think yet. It's been by grappling. I think he lost to Pantoja like twice. Both by grappling. Like submitted one time, decision another time. I think he got an injury against Moreno via grappling. And yeah, that was like his losses in the UFC. So his losses haven't really been striking. I think it'll be a good competitive scrap. Might be another split decision, but I think Royval wins it here. He'll be the much longer fighter, much more experienced, much more seasoned. And Van's jumping from a give-me fight to a title eliminator, and he's only like 25. I mean, it could, it's a gamble. Like, it's no need for him to take this gamble. Like, he could easily turn this fight down. He's only 23. This is either, turn the case where he get the win, and he's right in that fresh face they need in this weight class for the belt. Or it could be a case where he could take a lot of damage that he doesn't need to take and take a risk. Like, he could have waited like 3 more years, which could be 26, and Royval going to be 35. That'd be a perfect time to fight him. But 23, while he's still in his prime and you haven't fought the level of competition, nearly the level of competition that he's been fighting and then on the streak that he's on, yeah, crazy. But, I got to go with the seasoned vet here. Van is definitely live. Royval definitely has a lot of striking gaps and holes in his game. But, Royval fills those gaps up with unorthodox strikes, a lot of spinning stuff. He'll get dropped, jump off the ground, off his butt, hit you with a spinning back elbow or something like that. So the guy's unorthodox. And Van can be open a lot of times. Like, both guys are susceptible to getting hit in counters. So, and I think Royval has the more seasoned chin. And he's the more scrap guy. Also, he has the better ground game. If Van gets dropped, like, it's pretty much done. If Royval gets dropped, he has active guard off bottom. So, yeah. More seasoned, longer, more experienced, better resume, better streak. Going with Royval here. I think Van will definitely push him. But I think Royval is just going to show him levels here overall. So, in this one, I got Brandon Royval via decision. Now, to our next fight. We have in the co-main event, we have for the undisputed UFC Flyweight Championship, Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France 2. I'm pretty sure, didn't they fight on the Ultimate Fighter? I don't know why they're saying this 2, because did they fight in their pro career? I think they fought on the UFC, I said contendership. They fought on the Ultimate Fighter, the Season of Champions. Now, he beat him on that, but I don't think they fought as pros, but if they did, they did. By the way, Pantoja won. That's all I know for sure. Kara-France did not win that. I'm going Pantoja here. I'm not going average confidence. Kara-France has been showing good scramble ability. He does got power. Pantoja does leave his chin open. Anything can happen. Might be Kara-France's chance. Might be his time. Crazier things have happened. He's not from Australia. Australia's doing pretty well, but close enough. Close enough. Australia/New Zealand might have another champion. But I'm going Pantoja here. He has shown a sturdy chin. He has shown us 30 well. I'm going to say third round submission for Pantoja. I think he's going to, I think Kara-France has been showing great development in his takedown defense, great development in his scramble ability. Hands have always been lethal, but Pantoja always finds a way to win, and there's no reason to really doubt him now. I think when it's maybe a new fresh face like a Moicano, maybe that'd be somebody I could pick against him. But I think Kara-France, I think Pantoja will beat him again. And Pantoja has shown to do very well in rematches. I don't care if I beat you on the Ultimate Fighter or in the UFC. Whatever I beat you. If I beat you before, I could beat you again. No matter what change you did. He beat Royval twice. He beat Moreno 3 times. He beat Moreno on the Ultimate Fighter. He beat Moreno to kick him out of UFC, and he beat Moreno for his belt. So he beat Moreno 3 times. He beat Pantoja. I mean, he beat Royval twice. And again, he's done pretty well in rematches. And this is yet another guy that he's beat. So I think Pantoja will find a way to win. Like, again, he finds ways to win. It's not like he's a guy that just shoots traditional takedowns anyway. So you might be good at scrambling for traditional takedowns, but that's another thing. Pantoja's good at scrambling. And he's a combative scrambler. It's like you try to scramble to just get the top position and stall, or try to scramble to get back to your feet. He'll scramble to take your back. He'll scramble to put you in a submission. He'll scramble to get in a position where you can do damage. So it's a difference to it. So, and again, he don't shoot the traditional takedown. So you can scramble against some wrestlers, but can you scramble against a grappler that's wiry and unorthodox like Pantoja? We'll see. He's already lost before. I think Pantoja wins here. And I say competitive scrap. I think Kai France will definitely be in this fight, but Pantoja will find a way to break him and put him away. And I say third round submission for Alexandre Pantoja. So in this one, I have Alexandre Pantoja via third round submission. All right. Now to our main event, we have in the lightweight division for the vacant UFC lightweight championship. And how do I feel about this? Well, I didn't even say who's fighting, but Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira for the vacant UFC lightweight championship. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'm going average confidence, Ilia Topuria to beat Charles Oliveira. And Charles Oliveira never had particularly great defense. And I think Ilia Topuria will further exploit that history of not having the best defense. And also not really been the most mentally tough guy either. I think Topuria puts Oliveira out in the first round. I think he'll be able to press him, time his kicks, come over top, hurt him, drop him, finish him with some ground and pound, and get Oliveira out in the first round. Like, Oliveira, he's a solid fighter, one of the greatest lightweights of all time. But I think Topuria is just a much better fighter. And that Chandler fight was not a good look. Like, it didn't age very well, because right after he did it, matter of fact, he got dropped in the later round. Like, it's not like Chandler started doing anything different. Matter of fact, he got dropped in both Chandler fights. And it's not like Chandler was doing anything special. Like, it's just your defense fell apart. And you got hit with the punch he was trying to land the whole fight. Like, you could, it's like, yeah. Again, right after you did that, and I think you took him to a decision in the other fight. Right after that, he fought Paddy Pimblett, and Paddy Pimblett dominated him much better and got a finish over him and fought a much cleaner performance. So, yeah, I think Topuria is just going to be too strong in the wrestling, too strong in the grappling. I think Topuria could win this fight. He can win a decision if he wants. He can win a knockout. He can win a submission. Yeah, I just think he's a much better fighter, locked in, and Oliveira ain't going to have nothing for it. And Oliveira, I think, hasn't really done particularly good against boxers, especially boxers with solid grappling, defense, and offense. Like, you beat Gaethje. Gaethje's not really a real boxer. He got power, but he's not really a technical boxer. Poirier is one of the best boxers, but he's a tap artist. He's a tap machine. Always has been. But Max Holloway, Cus Swanson, yeah, when the boxers could defend his takedowns, he doesn't do well against them. I think Topuria could defend his takedown, slam on his head, pick him apart on the feet, and I think he does that. He's able to catch him early and put him away early. First round TKO for Ilia Topuria. So in this one, I have Ilia Topuria via first round TKO. And so that concludes my fight predictions for the full card of fights for UFC 317, Topuria versus Oliveira. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.